为什么不收我的上网费？
现在办凯擘大宽屏光纤上网，月租费通通可抵 Super MOD 看片金，上千部电影戏剧都可以用上网月租费折抵哦！快拨0809009658，凯擘大宽屏，
超多强档，周周更新。
你们在干嘛？我不在家就以为我看不到吗？
Home Security 居家防护不在家，安心看得到。快拨0809009658凯。
从大批生锈的旧车堆中找出蒙尘的珍宝。
Wow, this right here, 8 or 10 grand.
这条路不好走。
It doesn't matter what you think. It's his car.
但辛苦总会有代价。
Unfreaking real. Oh my God! If the spirits up there can look down, my dad's smiling right now.
汽车收藏大瘦身全新一季11月28日起，就在 Discovery 频道。
I'm about to witness an incredible feat in sensory power. Japanese swordsman Isao Machi will attempt to do something that has never been done before. Machi-san runs a samurai school near Kobe in Japan. He holds 4 world records for swordsmanship. Today, he'll test his senses to the extreme. He will try and slice a squash ball in half, fired at him at 120 kilometers an hour. Machi's senses are highly developed. His foot touch is so refined, his movement is smooth and perfectly balanced. His fingers are so sensitive, he guides the blade with millimeter precision. His hearing is perfectly focused, blocking out all distractions, and his vision is sharp and clear. All that is a function of a perfectly trained mind. Combine it all, and this is possible. Maybe. Pretty small. I couldn't hit that with a 2x4.
Three, two, one.
What just happened? What happened was an awesome display of brain power. The high-speed camera has slowed the ball down by 40 times. Check it out in real time. It's even more remarkable. Look at that. 120 kilometers an hour. Half a second from gun to blade. And he's never done it before. That's a good outing. It shows what can be achieved when we train our brain to maximize our senses, sight, hearing, and touch, and just how far each can be improved. That was unbelievable. But now, I will attempt to sharpen my senses using brain science as my foundation. Modern life is a sensory avalanche of sights and sounds. But are our senses sharp, or are we living life in a blur?
Today, we live in an overstimulated and hyperdrive world. We have so much coming at us every day, and that serves not only to stress us out, but also to dull our senses.
The problem is not in our eyes or ears. It's in our brains, where seeing and hearing are processed. But with the right training, we can all have a sharper brain and more powerful senses. And fortunately, I know just the man for the job. And once again, I'm putting my head in Dr. Michael Merznick's hands. Say what you like, he knows how to make an entrance.
Hey, Todd. Hey, Michael.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Hey, you're looking good.
Well, thank you.
Dr. Merznick is a world-renowned neuroscientist and a pioneer of brain plasticity research.
So, Michael, my mission this time is to sharpen my senses.
Well, we should be able to do that. I mean, Todd, you're still improvable. You know, you can be sharper, more capable.
But we first need to know how my brain is functioning now. And that's bad news for me.
Please tell me that I don't have to go back inside the Meg machine and the fMRI machine.
Well, I wish I could tell you that, Todd, but we have to know what the current state of your neurology is, because how else would we know that we've improved it?
How happy are you that I'm going in the fMRI?
I'm pretty happy.
We've come to Sydney's Macquarie University for fMRI scans. Here I go again.
It's a lovely machine.
Michael loves this stuff. Changes in my brain's blood flow means he can literally see my thoughts and feelings. Now that's a scary thought.
We're going to look in things that relate to his vision. We're going to look at things that relate to his listening. We're going to look at things that relate to his sonothesis, the input from his skin, from his body.
Keep looking at the screen. You'll see a green diamond. Just keep your attention focused on that.
2 long hours testing my brain's response to sensory stimulation.
You having fun yet?
You must be loving this.
It'll all be over in another hour or two.
It was, and then we swapped to the Meg machine.
I feel like my head's in a toilet. It's pretty white.
Okay, Todd, we're gonna start now.
It maps magnetic fields caused by electrical impulses in my brain.
You awake there, Todd?
Barely.
Not sure how I feel about being Michael's personal lab rat,
Let's blow this pot stand.
but if it helps improve my senses, I'm in. Now, I'm never going to be a samurai, but there's another activity that requires acutely developed sight, hearing, and touch. Practitioners belong to a kind of secret society. This should be interesting.
I'm about to meet one of the world's best safecrackers. He's so good, in fact, that he's asked us to conceal his identity in fear of being kidnapped by bank robbers. Now, considering he's going to teach me how to do this, I'm starting to wonder whether I should be wearing a mask.
Behind the mask is a master locksmith who cracks safes for a living. I've persuaded him to open the vault on how it's done.
Oh, hi, Todd.
Hi there.
Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Can I call you Mr. Black?
You may, yes.
All right, Mr. Black. Has there ever been a lock that's defeated you?
No. No, there isn't. No.
Don't know about you, but I want to see this guy in action.
Okay, that looks pretty locked.
Okay.
Good luck.
I don't need luck.
Okay. And your time starts now.
Here's what's going on. Inside a traditional safe lock, there are 3 wheels that turn independently of each other. Depending on which way you turn the dial, some move, others don't. There's a notch in each wheel called a gate. Get the combination right, those gates line up, a bar drops down into place, and the lock opens.
Okay, 4 minutes in.
Now, here's the secret. His senses are so finely developed, he's able to detect minute touches at each side of the gate. We're only talking microns, but he feels it in his fingertips and sees the deviation on the dial.
Yes!
There you go.
Got it!
Just over 9 minutes to crack the lock used in 80% of the world's safes.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
How long do you think it would take me to open that safe?
Probably 900 years, maybe never. There's 1 million different combinations in that safe. So without any knowledge of manipulation, you would really have to go through the codes.
That's going to be a very long series.
It would be. It would be.
I'll never get it open. Well, that's a red rag to a bull. I've got to give this a go.
Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and I want you to turn slowly until the dial stops and I want your fingers to run off it. Right, now take your hand off. We're going to be picking up fractions of a change, like a hair change.
Using Mr. Black's system, I have to painstakingly map those changes on each wheel. The deviations are so tiny, I can hardly detect anything. This is a much bigger challenge for my senses than I expected. I've been at this now for over 7 hours, and I'm stumped. This seems impossible. But guess what? There's a big safe-cracking competition in 6 weeks, and Mr. Black wants me to compete.
A massive challenge for him. He needs to practice a minimum of an hour a day. There is a time limit, 45 minutes. Even locksmiths that have been doing it for years mightn't even get him open. He's got a long way to go.
The comforts of modern living have certainly dulled our visual acuity, but it wasn't long ago in our evolution where we had to be constantly alert. Seeing would be the difference between life and death, because if your vision wasn't sharp, this could be one of the last things you actually see. It's time to improve my visual acuity.
30% of the neurons in our brains are devoted to processing visual information, compared to 8% for touch and just 3% for hearing. Your brain doesn't just record what the eyes show it, it interprets that information and constructs an image. To see better, I've got to fire up the neurons in my brain's visual cortex.
Hi, Todd. Hey, Marco.
And Michael's going to show me how.
Most of us see just a tiny fraction of what we should see or what we could see. You know, we live the world as if we have a tiny little screen in front of us, and that's all we really pay attention to, all we really see, when there's all these other things that are happening and changing in front of us.
So how much am I actually seeing? Michael's got a scientific test to find out.
So basically, you're going to be tracking objects that are moving in front of you on the screen, and they're going to pop up. They're actually going to be fish. And amongst them are going to appear other fish. And you're going to have to keep track of the ones that are the targets, the ones that pop up first. The others are distractors. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Holy.
The first fish on screen are my targets. I've got to keep track of them when the rest of the school arrives to distract me. Here's a warm-up. What color the target fish to help you get the hang of it? You give it a go.
Wow, this is hard. wasn't easy.
Oh, no, but you did great, Todd. You did great. You tracked 5 objects, and that's excellent. That's what we expect because you've gone through brain training, and your attention control is very good because of it.
I could track 5 fish. It's not bad. In terms of population, that puts me in the 84th percentile. With training, I know I can do better. I've got to get my brain seeing more accurately. Good news is, I found the best possible vision training of all. You won't believe what it is. William Hensel is a 3-time Olympian and Australia's top-ranked table tennis player. His training partner, Trevor Brown, is an Olympian too. As fate would have it, he's also studying neuroscience. I've come to the right place.
Wow. Hey, guys.
Hey. Hey, Todd.
So what's the key to being a good table tennis player?
It's being able to process what's coming at you as quickly as possible. So, you know, every time I'm hitting the ball, there might be a couple of hundred stimuli. So the faster I can process it, the better decisions I can make.
All right, let me get out of your way, and I want to see what you guys can do.
Take a moment to watch them in action. If you're like me, you're struggling just to keep up with the speed. Imagine how skilled they have to be to hit shot after shot after shot. The reason they can do it is they've honed 2 visual skills to near perfection. The first is the speed their brains process visual information. The ball comes at them up to 100 kilometers an hour. Hit from just 3 meters away. Time to react, just 1/4 second.
Wow, I'm exhausted watching this.
Because time is so short, they finally tuned a second skill. They take in lots of information from every saccadic snapshot. Far more than most people. Here's how. William is constantly analyzing Trevor's body position. His wrist, elbow, hips, shoulders. Now he's opening his stance. He's going to hit it hard. It should be a winner. But in less than the blink of an eye, William spots this. Trevor's cocked wrist. He knows where the ball's going. He's moving before it's hit. Here it is in real time. You try and see that wrist.
That was nasty.
1/4 second to interpret body language, see the ball, calculate a winning return, move, and hit it. That's amazing brain power.
Just curious, how many cameras do you have on you right now? It's a bingo. We're the only generation left that can save these animals.
灭绝最后关头，12月2日星期三，与全球同步观赏。
很多时候，我在他心中并不是排在第一位，他总是在规划别人的美好，别人的未来。我想问他，什么时候也想想我们的未来？嫁给我。
台新财富管理专业认真，以您为尊。台新银行台外币2个月定存最高年息1.2%。
The Magellan， 麦卡伦的珍贵无可取代。
I think these guys
underestimated the force of this reaction.
Momentum is mass times velocity.
This guy is showing us some great physics, and he's just doing it for fun.
You can't stop watching, but you're horrified at the same time.
It's pretty extreme.
Definitely don't try this at home.
网络影片大解码，每星期五晚上9点就在 Discovery 频道。求生大使将接受至今最严峻的挑战。
This is a whole nother level.
It's just gonna get worse. I might not be able to do it.
My body is just breaking down.
The bugs are hell.
原始生活40天，每星期4晚上10点就在 Discovery 频道。
I want to learn some mental tools to help me cope with the challenges of modern living. So I need my senses working well. I've started with sight. Next up, hearing. There's a sonic assault awaiting around every city street corner. It's an environmental mugging. But it can also be self-inflicted. All this noise can cause permanent damage.
Hearing is the sense most negatively impacted by modern living. In fact, 1 in 10 people will experience preventable hearing loss. But the good news is, of all the senses, hearing is the most improvable.
Chances are you'll notice hearing loss in a setting like this. It becomes harder to hear the person you're talking to over the background noise. It's called the cafeteria effect. But you can learn to tune out the distractions, a skill I'll definitely need at the safe cracking competition. I'm meeting Michael for a unique hearing test at the National Acoustic Laboratory in Sydney.
Hey, Todd, this is Harvey. Harvey, Sharon, and Chris. Hi, Sharon. And they're going to help. Hi, Todd. They're going to help today assess your hearing, aspects of your hearing that are really important in the real world and real life.
We'll be doing the test in a chamber completely insulated from the sounds of the outside world.
Wow.
What do you think?
Wow, look at that.
It's so quiet, you can literally hear your own heartbeat.
So this is an anechoic, that is to say, it's a noiseless chamber. This is a room where sound comes to die, dead quiet. And in this environment, we can absolutely control all sound. Because what we want to know is how your brain is operating. You could say, as a receiver of information, how sharp it is in the presence of noise.
And what's this spaceship over here?
Well, you're going to be in there, and you're going to hear lots of conversation around you. And you're going to have to understand what's happening, even while that conversation becomes louder and louder and more disruptive.
I don't know. All right.
So in this task, you'll be listening to a voice that's coming from this speaker. You're going to have to understand, to your best of your ability, everything they say and repeat it. It'll be easy.
All right.
No problem.
You always say it's going to be easy.
You're right.
And it's never easy.
Right.
All right. You're not getting straps, are you?
So I've got to repeat what the voice right in front of me says.
It's gonna start in 2 seconds.
Most vegetables taste good.
Most vegetables taste good.
Big spiders are scary.
Big spiders are scary.
The test we're doing now is a test of how well people can understand speech in a really difficult place. So we set the signal-to-noise ratio to be very challenging.
He had a birthday party.
I'm having a birthday party? These people are really loud on all these sides.
There's somebody straight in front that Todd is trying to listen to, but to make it hard, there are 7 couples having conversations all around him. He's got to ignore those and just repeat back the words that are coming from the person who seems to be straight in front. And we just count how many words he gets right.
The teacher, something or other. The background noise was set at a level you'd commonly find in everyday life. But I got less than half the words right. I'm shocked.
To be under control, to be an accurate listener, to be able to turn off the things that don't matter to you at will. That's what we're going to train Todd to do. Todd, we're going to begin listening training, and we're going to try to begin to improve your accuracy as a listener. So the task is very simple. You're going to hear 2 successive sounds, and they're either going to move up in frequency or down in frequency. You'll hear very small differences in pitch between those sounds, and you're going to have to keep them straight. You ready?
I'm ready.
Go for it.
Okay. So how hard could it be? Are the sounds going up or down? Here we go. Oh. Okay, that hard. So why should I even care about these bleepy noises? Well, they represent swept tones that occur naturally in speech. For example, the letter G is an upsweep. The letter D is a downsweep. Hear them wrong, and it's easy to confuse words like rig and rid, or buggy and buddy.
As you work at these exercises, you're going to reach a point in which when you hear these little fast-changing sounds, you incredibly reliably pick them off. And you're going to do this over and over again until you're an absolute master listener at this kind of ability.
Mariko, 小心，你的老毛病又要犯喽。GoPro。吴大卫，你哦，喝咖啡吃甜食，难怪会胃食道逆流。像我啊，随时都准备好极胃福士定。
胃食道逆流，极胃福士定，一定搞定。
汗臭味总是洗不掉吗？奈米乐日本独家奈米科技，彻底深入分解汗臭。狮王奈米乐洗衣精，小小一瓶，超能洗。
狮王奈米乐，谁敢小看它？
通向成功的道路是永不间断的自我挑战，唯有不断超越阻碍，才能持续冲破极限，再创巅峰。以郭总智慧型14轮传动，开启你的伟大之旅，世界之大，成就无限伟大。The New Audi Q7， 进化科技定义未来。
为了给孩子最好的，每个细节都要用心。但墙上的油漆呢？红牌全效乳胶漆采用 Detexmo 单体去味科技，不含人工香精，油漆没有味道，自然健康。红牌乳胶漆。
Every time I go out there, I know I'm putting myself in a situation where I could die.
I actually never go out by myself.
My family's been fishing for like hundreds of years.
Fish that we catch are bigger than the kayak.
Where I fish, there's a ton of sharks.
This is highly unadvisable.
太平洋独木舟战士，每星期一晚上9点就在 Discovery 频道。麦卡锡位于世界边缘的城镇。
The Mother Lode is going to be the biggest tourist attraction in the state of Alaska.
一旦划出界限，永远都有正反意见。
I'm seeing my neighbors consider Neil's arguments.
No matter what, I'm getting in this mountain.
Whoa, feel that? I'm going to make it my mission to take him down.
Is that a threat?
阿拉斯加最偏乡，11月29日起就在 Discovery 频道。
We come in peace.
Boom, clap. Boom, clap. Boom, clap.
I'm excited. I'm pumped up. Let's get some. This could be the highlight of our careers. Too attractive to pass up. And we made money. So. Competition heats up.
仓储挖宝王每星期3晚上9点就在 Discovery 频道。
Help us out. You got it?
Okay, we got that number in there. Okay, I don't know what that means. Okay, here we go. Check it out. It's it. We know it. Go.
密室逃脱，每星期二晚上8点，就在 Discovery 频道。
Now that I've explored sight and hearing, it's time to turn my attention to another sense. I've come to Augusta, Georgia to meet the world's expert in somatic sensory perception, also known as touch.
Dr. David Blake studies the connections between touch and brain plasticity. I'm in his hands. I'm nervous because finger touch will be the most important sense opening that safe.
All right, so we're here to do the grading orientation task. Now, this task is the gold standard for scientific studies in which people want to assess the spatial acuity of the fingers. So why don't you have a seat? You're right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
So we need your right hand sticking through the tray, the screen in front of you.
Sticking through here?
Yeah.
All right.
Jonathan will apply a grading to your finger. And the grading will be either lined with the bars along the finger or across the finger. And you simply have to report based on what you feel on your finger, whether it was along or across.
Okay. Across.
Correct.
We're starting easy. This grade has quite wide gaps between the bars.
Up and down.
Correct.
That will get smaller as we go along, making it harder to feel.
Cross.
Try it yourself, using a comb or the back of a fork.
Cross. So, David, why is this important? Like, do people lose their sense of touch as they age?
People do lose their sense of touch as they age. That grading that you just used was our 5mm grading, and half of the people over 70 years old can't do that grading.
What?
They can't even do 7 or 9mm gradings, half of the people over 70 years old. And that's due to loss of neurons.
We have over 5 million touch receptors in our skin, 3,000 of those in each fingertip, making them among the most sensitive parts of our body.
It's been estimated you lose 3 to 4 neurons in each fingertip each year. By the time you get to be 60 to 70 years old, you have 4 times fewer neurons per square millimeter.
That's up and down.
Because as the task gets tougher, the bars get closer together and narrower, you eventually will find they can't really tell what the orientation of that dome was.
This would be guessing mode, but I think up, down. He doesn't smile. I don't know if I was right, wrong.
So, Jonathan, do we have a threshold now?
We do have a threshold. After averaging the last 6 reversals, we came to a threshold of 2.58 for the index finger.
2.58, is that like good, bad?
So you're slightly below normal for your age.
Let's move to my middle finger. I use that one more often.
All right.
There's good news and bad news with my touch. Most people my age can feel gratings down to 2.4 millimeters. My thumb scored 1.43, nearly a millimeter better. That's good because I need it to feel the deviations on the safe dial. But I'll also need my middle and index fingers, and they were worse than average, particularly my middle finger. That could be a real problem. Good news is, improving your touch is easier than you think. The solution is at your fingertips.
So we're here at a local produce market, and we're going to do some brain-based training on the sense of touch, and we're specifically going to explore texture identification. Now, we have a plate here. We'll place a piece of fruit underneath the plate, and you'll be allowed to access it only through the hole. So you'll only be able to access about 1 inch of the piece of fruit. So you'll be able to feel how hard it is, how soft it is, how rough it is. And by those attributes of texture, we want you to say what kind of fruit it is. And we have to start by giving you a blindfold, because all of this is going to be done without vision. So you'll have to only use your hands.
Great. Oh, my old friend.
We're training the brain. We can't do much for what's happening at the fingertip level, but we can train the brain. It will definitely translate into improvements in his appreciation of spatial form on his fingertips. It will make his fingers more sensitive. All right, so let's go with the first piece of fruit. Move your hand down and you'll feel the plate.
Oh, it's kind of furry. Is that a cow's tongue?
It is not a callus tongue.
It's really soft. Is it like a peach?
It is a peach, so good job.
Thank you. It's the thumb.
Next one.
Oh, wow, that's kind of waxy. Let's put the thumb on it. Pumpkin?
This one is an onion.
Oh.
Even though my fingertips lose neurons with age, this sort of exercise is training my brain to compensate, to create a clearer mental image from less information.
It's not a zucchini.
Try it yourself. For older people, it can turn back the clock on their fine touch by 15 years.
Oh, that's hairy. Potato?
That is a sweet potato.
I don't know what that is, but it feels nice.
This task is actually turning out to be a bit more challenging than I anticipated.
Oh, really? You're basically saying I suck at it?
Yeah.
David thinks I can potentially improve my hand touch by up to 25%. But there's another part of my body I can improve even more.
Are you a double knot or a single knot?
Single knot.
I would have picked you for a double.
I find a good single knot holds it just fine. All right, let's get this test started. So I'll need your foot facing straight up, and I'm going to start on your big toe. All right. 2 points or 1 point?
2 points.
David's doing a baseline test similar to the one I did on my fingers.
2?
The closer the spikes are together,
1 point.
The harder it is to tell if I'm being touched with 1 or 2.
1 point?
The information our feet send to our brains is vital to our balance and proprioception.
1?
Knowing where our bodies are in space. But we have to work harder to sense it.
That felt like 1 point.
There are 4 times fewer neurons in our toes than our fingertips.
2?
You can see that in my test results. Remember on my fingers, I was feeling gaps around 2.5 millimeters. Here, it's double that, so half as good. Fortunately, improving foot touch can be a walk in the park.
Our first training task here will be a little bit of barefoot walking on an irregular surface. Now, it sounds like something that's fairly simple, but as we walk through this rock field, you're going to have to react to the sensations delivered to the bottoms of your foot. As you take each step, your foot is going to feel where the pressure's larger, where it's smaller, and you're going to have to react to that. So this has all of the basic components of a neuroplasticity task. Humans have been on the Earth for about 200,000 years, but shoes have only shown up in about the last 8,000. So for most of our existence, man has walked around barefoot. When we put the shoes around our foot, they dull all of the sensory inputs. Spatial form is spread out, and shear across the bottom of the foot is prevented. In contrast, when you take your shoes off, you expose the bottoms of your feet to those sensory inputs. And if you've been wearing shoes for a long time, it'll be the first chance your feet have had to really experience a full tactile sensation.
You seem to be following me around. I'm getting a little bit paranoid. Let's go our own way here. A lot of the injuries in the elderly are caused by falling, and many of those could be prevented if they would spend more time barefoot.
For the training, Todd, you should try to spend 20 or 30 minutes several times a week walking on irregular surfaces.
Not up to barefoot walking?
Keep your eyes closed. Make an equilateral triangle.
Try making shapes or letters out of toothpicks using your feet.
Wow, this is hard.
It's tricky, but it will quickly improve their sensitivity.
Does it remotely look like a triangle?
No.
Better keep working on that.
Can you remember where our shoes are?
Back home in Sydney, it's been 6 weeks since I started my brain training to improve my sight, hearing, and touch. With the safe cracking competition just a few days away, it's time to check my progress. Firstly, my visual acuity. Last time, I could track a pretty respectable 5 puffer fish.
Okay, 6 puffer fish.
That takes me from the 84th to the 96th percentile. Thanks to my touch training, my fingers and feet feel more sensitive. Back in the Chamber of Horrors,
a boy is drawing a picture.
The boy is drawing a picture?
Horses run on a racetrack.
Horses run on the racetrack?
My hearing result has improved slightly. It was 49%, now it's 52%. I'm surprised because it felt to me like I was doing much better than that. Sometimes, the score isn't the whole story.
It certainly felt easier. Like I felt like I was getting more and having less distractions than I was the first time.
Well, listening effort is a really critical thing for people who have trouble listening in noise, and there are things that can improve listening effort, and maybe the training you've done is one of those.
Okay.
I'll be redoing my brain scans later, but I want to hear what Dr. Merznick has to say now.
Hi, Michael. How did I do?
Oh, you did fine, Todd. You showed a nice improvement in multiple object tracking, but you showed improvement in all of the other visual exercises when you were in training. You showed significant improvement on the information you're getting back from your hand and your foot. Now you're going to go into safe tracking, and you're going to have accurate listening, and you're going to have sharp sensations from your hand. Good luck on it, Todd.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks for all your help.
Oh, you're very welcome, man.
麦卡锡位于世界边缘的城镇。
The mother lode is going to be the biggest tourist attraction in the state of Alaska.
一旦划出界限，永远都有正反意见。
I'm seeing my neighbors consider Neil's arguments.
No matter what, I'm getting in this mountain.
Whoa, feel that?
I'm going to make it my mission to take him down.
Is that a threat?
阿拉斯加最偏乡，11月29日起就在 Discovery 频道。
Pure essentials of watchmaking, elevated to the level of art. Grand Seiko.
陈太太的儿子，要不要认识一下？他印堂发黑哎。
该换平板喽。
好啊。
真色彩，最轻薄 ，Samsung Galaxy Tab S2 超平板。 买 Tab S2 或 Tab A 送行动电源。
布达佩斯巴勒斯饭店感谢托儿服务，苏菲就是在这个时刻决定要成为魔术师的。为什么我们会知道？因为我们对饭店无所不知。找饭店 ，Travago。
Every time I go out there, I know I'm putting myself in a situation where I could die.
I actually never go out by myself.
My family's been fishing for like hundreds of years.
Fish that we catch are bigger than the kayak.
Where I fish, there's a ton of sharks.
This is highly unadvisable.
太平洋独木舟战士，每星期一晚上9点就在 Discovery 频道。
The lives we live are like a complete other world.
If you lived in the bush, we wouldn't look strange to you at all.
We're not from a different country. We're not from a different state. It's a different planet.
满野一家，每星期四晚上9点就在 Discovery 频道。
I think these guys underestimated the force of this reaction.
Momentum is mass times velocity.
This guy is showing us some great physics, and he's just doing it for fun.
You can't stop watching, but you're horrified at the same time.
It's pretty extreme. Definitely don't try this at home.
网络影片大解码，每星期五晚上9点就在 Discovery 频道。
I've come to Maroochydore on Queensland's Sunshine Coast. For me, this will be the ultimate test of my senses training. It's the Master Locksmiths Convention and Australia's biggest safe-cracking competition. The room is full of people so skilled in the art of lockpicking, they could be master criminals.
You just don't look like someone who breaks into a lot of cars. He, on the other hand, looks like someone.
This is definitely one convention where losing your room key won't be a problem.
You reckon you can break into my house?
Oh, easy. Where do you live?
Oh my! Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah!
Now, speaking of people handy with a lock.
Hey, Todd. Here you go, mate.
Oh, good. I'm actually really anxious. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's good to see a familiar face.
Yeah, I snuck in the back way. Just, it's going to be a lot of pressure out there. Remember the training, relax and concentrate, and I reckon you'll be okay.
Can I have the mask?
No.
Do you like the mask?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Master Locksmiths Association Safe Shootout is about to begin. Good luck to you all.
This is why I'm here, the Safe Shootout. These are the best safe manipulators in the country. I can't believe I'm about to pit my 6 weeks of brain training against their decades of experience.
How long have you been doing this?
36 years.
You look really young. How long have you been doing this?
About 13, 14 years.
The rules are simple. Choose a safe and open it. The fastest time wins. Max time for each attempt is 45 minutes.
So what are your odds of opening this?
I can open it.
You can open it?
I can open it.
It just might take you 60 years.
No. It might take me longer than 45 minutes.
Okay.
I wish I was as confident. I'm going to watch this round to get a feel for the pressure.
Your time starts now.
I could feel my heart rate increasing, and all they're doing is opening a safe.
Each of these guys has their own secret method, but they're all relying heavily on their finely tuned senses of sight, touch, and hearing. Not easy in a room this noisy. Talk about the cafeteria effect. Young gun Michael will have more neurons in his fingertips than his older competitors. And it looks like he's using every one of them.
Yay! Wow, look at that. So what was the time?
That's the lap, so it's 22:34.
This guy's pretty chilled about it, isn't he? Yeah, whatever, I just opened it. 22.
Youth wins this round, but experience isn't far behind.
30 minutes, 30 seconds. How was that?
Very difficult. Took all my experience to get that open, I tell you.
You're an expert in safes. I'm about to go over there and give it a go. What do you reckon are my chances?
I'd say they're bordering on zero.
Zero?
Bordering on, with the experience you're saying you have. I wish you all the best of luck, but I don't really like the chances. So it'd be great to see you do it.
Well, that's boosted my confidence just before the event. Great.
Magellan， 麦卡伦的珍贵无可取代。
汗臭味总是洗不掉吗？奈米乐日本独家奈米科技，彻底深入分解汗臭。狮王奈米乐洗衣精，小小一瓶，超能洗。
狮王奈米乐，谁敢小看它？
通向成功的道路是永不间断的自我挑战，唯有不断超越阻碍，才能持续冲破极限，再创巅峰。以郭总智慧型同时4个转动，开启你的伟大之旅。世界之大，成就无限伟大。The New Audi Q7， 进化科技定义未来。
We come in peace.
Boom, clap. Boom, clap. Boom, clap.
I'm excited. I'm pumped up.
Clap.
Let's get some. This could be the highlight of our careers. Oh my God! Too attractive to pass up. And we made money. So. Competition heats up.
仓储挖宝王每星期3晚上9点就在 Discovery 频道。创新发明，他们推动现代世界运转，虏获我们的想象力，满足我们的求知欲，转变并简化我们的生活。但你是否曾经好奇，是什么方法、什么人、什么原因以及什么事物激发了第一个火花？追溯人类创意发想的进程，发明从头说，就在 Discovery 频道。
I think these guys underestimated the force of this reaction.
Momentum is mass times velocity.
This guy is showing us some great physics, and he's just doing it for fun.
You can't stop watching, but you're horrified at the same time.
It's pretty extreme.
Definitely don't try this at home.
网络影片大解码，每星期5晚上9点就在 Discovery 频道。
They kill everything they see. Once the wild food go extinct, so will the culture.
They're always 2 or 3 steps ahead of you.
We're gonna battle. There's gonna be a fight. We just can't both survive together in the same area.
御空冰雪生活全新一季，11月27日星期5起，就在 Discovery 频道。
The biggest thing in my favor is brain training. Hey, can't hurt, right?
Okay, Todd, we're going to give you an hour, not the normal 45.
Brilliant.
And your time will start now. Good luck.
It's all become real now.
Given my inexperience, they've allowed me an extra 15 minutes. It doesn't seem like a lot. And remember, there's a million possible combinations. And the clock is ticking.
Oh, my hands are shaking. I can't get the number. I'm cracking under the pressure. Let me just calm myself down.
Everyone's hands shake. The tiny fibers in your arms constantly twitch, but the effect is magnified here. I need to calm my breathing, calm my heartbeat.
Oh, time's running down.
Looking at what Todd's doing, he's doing quite a good sequence. He's writing down details and he's looking at notes of what he's been trained for. So I think all in all, in 30 minutes to go, he's doing quite well.
I understand Mr. Black's system, but it's the accuracy required that's so hard to achieve under pressure. I need to keep my senses firing.
A bit easier if there's less noise in here. That is a contact point.
I know the brain can focus on a single sound, regardless of background noise.
You're on. You've got a number. 47 and a half.
It's not your eyes that fail to see things, but your brain. Use your brain power.
Only turn the dial 3 times.
Your fingers have the ability for fine touch. Feel the difference.
Just slight resistance. And now check. Oh, man. I've got like minutes left. I think I have 2 numbers. I'm not certain about the second number and which wheel it's on. If I don't get it right on this number, then I'm never going to get it right. It means I've got the million combination wrong.
Fingers crossed, last number. Here goes nothing.
Oh, what did I do there?
I'll tell you what I did. I just locked it again. I know the combination now, but with the clock counting down, I've got to dial it in again, millimeter perfect. I'm starting to panic.
Jeez, it's the shaking that's throwing it off. That was hard. Oh, wow. Oh, it's the bare feet. That's what did it. My hands were like shaking. Look, my hands are still shaking from that thing. You'd think there was $100,000 in that safe that I was about to get. Well, I'm glad that's finished. That required all my concentration and focus and touch and sight and hearing. And I'm really glad it's over.
Well done, huh?
Yeah.
Hello?
Just under an hour.
That's very good.
Yeah.
My safe-cracking days are over. But with brain training, I've improved my vision, hearing, and touch. Modern science can turn any brain into a super brain. Turbocharged thinking speed, attention, and memory. Now it's my turn to put that to the test.
Wait, how you operate at your limits?
There's so many things coming at me. How quickly this all happened.
I'm Todd Sampson.
人脑大升级，每星期六晚上9点，就在 Discovery 频道。
Permission to enter?
Permission granted.
He scared me with that.
Nice to meet you, partner.
Well, nice place you got here. All right, I just want to see the look on his face. I'll know if we have money or not.
Damn.
How do I pronounce this?
That'd be drozd. That's Russian for blackbird. This is going to be mainly for target shooting. You could actually use it for hunting a small game. You can shoot 450 or 600 rounds per minute. So you're looking at 600 rounds, you're looking about 20 rounds a second. Probably getting between 750 and 950 feet per second. This would actually penetrate the skin, cause bleeding.
Wow, I like this more.
With the barrel shroud they have on it, the grip, the forward grip, the sight they have on it, the rail on top, and of course the adjustable stock, which mimics an AR stock. For what this offers, the average shooter, there is no better air gun for target and small game hunting than this one right here.
So when I'm at the store, what is that actually going to set me back for a new one?
New, you're probably looking around $2 grand.
So do you want to make an offer on this bad boy?
$700.
Yeah, 1,500.
I don't know if this works, first of all. I don't know if the parts that run the electric trigger work. I don't know if the batteries are good. It's used, it's not new. I'll go 8.
Wow, that was a lot of talking to give us an extra 100.
Wow. If I take it off your hands and it doesn't work, what am I going to do with it then?
All right.
Then I got to put money back into it.
We'll test this thing out, run it. If it meets all your expectations, we'll meet in the middle at 1,100. And if it doesn't, we'll take your 800. What do you say?
Based off of testing it out. Yeah, we can do that.
Let's do some shooting.
All right, guys, welcome to my range. Why not shoot some ornaments?
麦卡锡位于世界边缘的城镇。
The Mother Lode is going to be the biggest tourist attraction in the state of Alaska.
一旦划出界限，永远都有正反意见。
I'm seeing my neighbors consider Neil's arguments.
No matter what, I'm getting in this mountain.
Whoa, feel that?
I'm gonna make it my mission to take him down.
Is that a threat?
阿拉斯加。
科技与艺术的结合，完全编织，亲密一体成型，让你每一步都轻盈。台湾制造，欢迎品牌合作，异业结盟，快到各成品门市选择自己的 Finit。
为什么不收我的上网费？
现在办凯擘大宽屏光纤上网，月租费通通可抵 Super MOD 看片金，上千部电影戏剧都可以用上网月租费折抵哦！快拨0809009658，凯擘大宽屏，
超多强档，周周更新。
你们在干嘛？我不在家就以为我看不到吗？
Home Security 居家防护不在家，安心看得到。快拨0809009658，凯擘大。
什么事物激发了第一个火花？追溯人类创意发想的进程，发明从头说，就在 Discovery 频道。
In this episode of Super Systems, we're in Terminal 8, American Airlines' vast $1.3 billion facility at John F. Kennedy Airport. Last year, JFK handled 46.5 million passengers. Every day, up to 25,000 of these travel through Terminal 8 to 53 destinations, aided by some of the most sophisticated technology available.
There are 25,000 people coming in and out of this terminal. Systems are absolutely incredible.